Anxiety is a mental disorder. Society tends to push anxiety to be as an emotion or just a state of mind rather than a chemical imbalance in your brain. People also tend to think that swaying back and forth when you're about to give a speech, or talking faster, or mumbling, or forgetting something on a test is anxiety, when it's just a normal emotion of nervousness. Nervousness is 100% like perfect. It's healthy to feel nervous about things because it shows that you care about things and how you are going to it shows that you care about how you perform or how good you do on something. Where doctors and society tend to really throw out anxious and anxiety as an emotion, like it's nervousness when it's not. They are starting to diagnose people with things like test anxiety when kids are getting nervous for tests, when it's really you just are nervous for a test. It's not a chemical imbalance in your head every time you take a test. You're getting nervous for a test and your heart rate's going up and you're thinking differently because you're nervous for something. It doesn't mean that you have anxiety. Anxiety is when you are feeling that anxious, nervous feeling all the time for no reason, and you cannot figure it out, and you always feel stressed, you feel paranoid all the time, and you feel like you're always doing something wrong or something is going wrong that's happening. And that's what anxiety is, and society makes it think that you can just get over it, or it's not that big of a deal, stop worrying about it, after you've told yourself that 100,000 times and you're already beating yourself up about it because you feel stupid for worrying about stuff that you don't even know what you're worrying about, or doing weird things with your hand, or swaying back and forth when you're talking in front of people, or stuttering or mumbling. You're already mad at yourself for doing that, and then you get thousands of people who don't even understand what you're feeling to tell you to get over it, or it's not that big of a deal to stop worrying about it, when you cannot. So I feel like society needs to be educated more on what the effect of mental diseases, how they affect people and how they alter their thinking. Because anxiety, with the chemical imbalance in your brain, you don't think about things normally. You are taking everything 10 steps too far than it needs to be. If somebody's like, hey, how are you? You say, good, how are you? And walk away and think about that 2-second interaction with a human being for 5 extra minutes than you should have, because you're nervous that you said something stupid, or that you didn't respond correctly, or you're worried that they know something about you, that's why they asked how you were, because you didn't know if you're actually okay. Are you actually okay? You don't know, because you always have that chest pain in your chest and feeling in your stomach that something's wrong. You get that terrible, annoying, nervous feeling all the time for no reason. You lose sleep over nothing, because you're sitting there thinking, and the chemicals in your brain are telling you that something's wrong and that you need to worry about something when there's nothing to worry about. So for this to end, and for people with this mental disorder and many other mental disorders, not just anxiety, there's depression, schizophrenia, all sorts of mental diseases that are going, that aren't talked about enough in a realistic way to society, where society thinks, oh, they're just being dramatic, they can just get over it, it's not that big of a deal, when it is a big deal. And it's a much bigger deal to the person, because they know how they feel and they know how society feels about them, and they feel even worse about themselves already because society pushes that onto them. So in order to get over this dilemma of society not understanding what mental diseases are and how to cope with other people having mental diseases, and how to help others with these mental diseases, and recognize when somebody has a mental disease if they don't understand that that's what's going on with them. Society needs to be educated that it 100% is a chemical imbalance in your brain, and it's something that you can't control. It's not something that you can just stop thinking about or not worrying about it because it's not important. So that is how the anxiety dilemma of society feeling that it's an emotion rather than a mental disease will end.